So, I think we've spoken a lot about technology in the space of access and so on. A couple of things that I wanted to talk about. One in the case of financial inclusion. So, M-Pesa, which we have been working with as a financial inclusion platform, just not in Kenya where it started and made a big revolution, where nearly 70% of all the money flows take place from mobile to mobile using the M-Pesa platform for money transfers, for payments and so on. And we've been pretty successful in India as well. But it's come not just through using people, migrant workers sending money back home, but actually in many ways to collaborate with government, state and center on the direct beneficiary transfers. And there are so many examples that we've actually gotten out there on innovation, where the IT backend that we've kind of strengthened with M-Pesa is allowing us to kind of make a huge difference in the lives of people. So I think that's one area that I want to talk about. Besides that, a lot of pilots that we do with tech providers with the intent to kind of deploy them mass and mainstream in order to cut the time to reach rural India on connectivity.
I would just like to basically, I would like to basically talk about these applications and the services which Qualcomm is basically enabling. I would like to talk about our wireless reach projects. We have got multiple wireless reach projects in the rural area. The purpose of these projects is to demonstrate the power of mobile phones, ability to consume and utilize these devices for livelihood, safety, and other kind of applications. So we have a very, very important project. We have the Fisher Friend project, which we had been doing, which we have developed for last almost 7 years. It is working in the coastal area of India and covering 4 states and including Pondicherry. And it has, given the farmers, the fishermen, the capability to detect in advance in kind of safety-related aspects, whether there is danger to venture out into sea, or find exact location where the fish is available. And the most important is international boundary crossing, which is a very, very significant issues that the fishermen basically encounter, especially in the Sri Lankan's hot water. So this application gives them the indication through a audible alarm. Then as soon as they cross the international boundary, that they have crossed the boundary and they should be careful about that. And then there are other M-Sakhi project that we have, which we have a demonstration out there. They have been able to empower the Anganwadis and the ASHA workers with the capability to monitor prenatal and postnatal care, right? Which is very significant, because it becomes very difficult to find out, even to determine those kind of medicinal interventions or the kind of requirement that are required in order to make the babies healthy. Which is a very important key issue for all the states. So we have a mobile platform where monitoring as well as educational software and capabilities are provided to these workers, so that they are empowered and they are well on top of all the kind of requirements to be given to the mother. And these are the things which we have been doing in order to empower rural connectivity and to create a pull factor for the mobile phone to reach out to the masses. Thank you.
Thanks, Parag. I'm sorry, but I'm going to drop the third part of the discussion, which was on financial models, which would have actually been an interesting part of the discussion, but I think we've run out of time. Like I said, I didn't want to make this whole conversation about privacy and net neutrality, but I think Nikhil wants to ask a question, make a point, so I'm going to give him this chance to do so. Yeah.
Thanks. So I heard a word over here called content providers in the context of net neutrality, and I think that's a misnomer. Because the one thing that all our discussions miss on net neutrality is that every single user in this country, in this world, is a content creator. And so to distinguish between content providers and commercial players and non-commercial players is fallacious, because if you see people who are creating apps, right, they're able to do it because they can all create apps. There's no restriction. And one of the worst parts of the TRAI consultation paper that came out last year was that it looked to license every app developer and license every service provider, right? So I think, Parag, to that point of content providers, I think we need to look at it as the opportunity to give people the freedom to create, and every person getting an opportunity to create, right? So internet service providers and telecom operators are exchanges. Data gets transferred from person to person, and there's a transaction cost in terms of the data fee that you charge. But if for creation to be free and with freedom, you need exchanges to be neutral. And that is the core reason behind why we need net neutrality. Now, on a technical prioritization perspective to keep networks operational, that's a different debate, and we want networks to remain operational. But for either collusion, or because, let's say, an Airtel ties up with a Google to make YouTube speed faster for IPL like they did in 2010, 2011, that's not the kind of freedom that we want to allow a network, because they become non-neutral from that perspective. Just on the issue of Aadhaar and privacy, I think the most worrying aspect is that the government of India has argued in the Supreme Court that there is no fundamental right to privacy in this country. The other thing that people need to know about Aadhaar is that that if your data gets stolen from Aadhaar, you can't do anything about it. And the scope creep that's happening, we're talking about scholarships right now, but if you look at little aspects such as even entrance to a particular ceremony in Tirupati, the things that Aadhaar is being used for compulsorily or mandatorily, where ration is being denied, where admission to schools are being denied at times, where marriages are not possible if you don't have an Aadhaar. I think the data that's being collected, and with the lack of a privacy law, this is an extremely worrying situation, because you're creating a single point of failure for every individual's private and personal data. So I think that discussion still needs to happen. Thanks.
Okay, we will move over to questions from the finalists.
Thank you very much for a wonderful session. So we have some questions from the finalists. First, Mr. Ramesh Reddy. Please introduce yourself and then ask the question.
Good morning. My name is Ramesh. I'm a Superintendent of Police in Telangana, working in the police headquarters. We are the finalists here for an application called Hawkeye, which is basically the USP of the app is making citizen as a police. We want inclusion, because police has been not seen as a service provider in the society. It has always been seen as a force. There's a big debate in the society whether it's a force or a service. So we have come out openly saying that police is a service, and that's why we are here. My question to Gaurav sir is talking about Umang application. Like, definitely sir, I agree with you, there is a lot of confusion among the citizens in the country as to which app they should use. There is increasing tendency of going away from the websites and getting into the applications. Like, it's a very welcome change. And we in Telangana police also, we have several applications which we want to integrate with this Hawkeye, and we have only two interfaces, one for the people, the other one for the two other applications, one for the police officers. We already have one for the police officers called Hyde Cop, which is Hyderabad Cop, which enables the frontline police officers with all kinds of information which is on the lines of the domain awareness system of the NYPD. This being the situation, there are questions being asked from the people that India is one country. When we are talking about BharatNet, why so many applications for emergency management? Why should not there be one throughout the country? This is my question. Thank you.
Okay, we will take the bunch of questions and then we will quickly answer them because we are, again, like I said, extremely pressed for time. Any more questions?
Yeah. Gaurav Ladani. Where's Gaurav?
Hi, good morning everyone. Yeah,
closer. Just keep it closer to you.
Is it audible now? Okay. So my question is on digital literacy, because like as we know, only the like developing an application and just publishing to the app store, that is not the solution. So like we have to aware the people, we have to make awareness in the people. So like in many of the areas, people are having the device also, smartphones, and they are having the network also, but still they are not able to access the application since they are illiterate. They don't know how to use the application. So how we can make awareness in the people?
Who is your question directed at? Is there anyone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyone.
Okay. So I will pick. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. One more. Mr. Anand Krishnan. Anand. Yeah.
Hi, this question is for Google actually. My name is Anant Krishna. I'm here as a finalist for agriculture with an app called Shekru, which is educating farmers on schemes and various other things. There's no category in agriculture in Google Play Store. I tried this October, sent a letter to Google, they escalated it to Google US, and nothing has happened since. So I'm just asking a question, is this possible? When can we have that?
Yeah. Okay. Any other questions? That's it. Okay. So Gaurav, you go first.
First, Ramesh, your question about why do we have a multiplicity of apps? I think it's out of two factors that contribute to it. The first is the way that the country is structured. So because of the federal nature, there are different policies, there are different procedures that are adopted by the different states for specific activities. Now, sometimes this kind of a multiplicity also exists even at a single level. So when the scholarship application was being developed, a very concerted effort had to be made to streamline the processes across the 11 different participating departments, even within the Government of India. And that took several months to happen, but now it's been achieved. So I think over a period of time, and this is the second factor, that as technology evolves and as the ability to connect and link up and also to demonstrate the benefits of adopting a common approach are upscaled. So it would be possible for a successful state, a successful union territory to be able to showcase its own process and procedures to the others and then help them adopt it. What DATI has been doing is to start connecting states and union territories laterally. So successful projects in one state are actually now being demonstrated to the other states, and we are encouraging the lead state to partner and handhold directly with the other states to share applications and to implement them. So I think it's only a matter of time before the so-called ideal approach can be evolved for various services, and then having a multiplicity of applications would gradually go down. The second question from my namesake Gaurav, your question about digital literacy. So the approach that is being followed here is that a basic curriculum for digital literacy has already been adopted by the Government of India. The IT policy that was adopted a couple of years back clearly stated that there should be at least one digitally literate person in every household across the country. So with about 125 to 130 crore people in the country and taking about 5 persons per family, you still need about say 25 crore people to be made digitally literate in the next few years. I think the current effort is a step in the right direction, where a clear target of about 6 crore has already been laid out and funds have been made available for that. And the curriculum has been identified, and this includes all elements of a very, very basic digitally literate person. So he or she should be able to access the net, to use some basic applications, to create an email account and things to that effect. And it's not only a government effort, so we've got private organizations, we have got NGOs, civil society organizations, all working together in almost all parts of the country to ensure that this happens. And also this has a very, very powerful demonstration effect. So one person becomes digitally literate in a family, invariably over a period of time the other people start learning. And sometimes it's a reverse learning curve as well. My mother taught me to walk, but I taught her how to use the internet. So this is how it's going to grow over a period of time.
Okay, Chetan, I think it's good if you just tell him.
No, to your point on the App Store, the non-availability of something on agriculture, I'll take this feedback, and if you can give me your email, I'll come back to you.
Okay, with that, I'd like to thank the panelists. I thought it was an extremely good panel. I'm sorry we couldn't really speak on the business models aspect of it. We will save it up for another day. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Please keep seated. We have small gifts for our panelists. I'd request Mr. Osama to do the honors.
Chanderi is one example where weavers design themselves, sell themselves online, and it's a project that has been done by DEF. So we always honor people with design. So Balaji, thank you very much. I was asking them why not release the book first and then give the gift. They said they may not release it if they first give the gift. Lose it as soon as they go home. I would request Jamyan to bring red rice next time when he comes in view of this gift.
Thank you very much. We'll end the session with the launch of our book, Transforming Lives with Mobile.
That's the winner's book. This book is not going to be shown to you till
Give one to each one of them.
being released. So,
Okay, sure.
got the names of the winners. There's an embargo.
It's an embargo.
Can you open it?
Open it and only keep it safe till the evening.
This is for your Saturday. Actually, you can open and just show for the photo.
We can open it together.
You want to me? You are listed among the winners, and also the finalists are listed here. So listing is everybody's, but also declared winners. So we better not look for it.
This is going to be moving without something.